to have some time working with Richie.
Yeah.
In St. Louis, what does he bring to this team?
Oh, he's just a really tough football player. Brings a tough demeanor to the room and really to the offensive side of the ball. So, and he's very talented as well.
Does he look like the same player as he had a year off? Does he, from the little you've seen?
No, he really does. I had a chance to obviously watch him throughout his career, and we brought him in here, a week ago for a workout, and he impressed us in the workout. He looked, young for his age. So, we're excited about him.
It looked like Denzel Good wasn't out there today. Was he just dealing with something, or did you just want to get a look at Richie?
No, he was dealing with something. Yeah.
You guys added pretty much overhauled the whole receiver room this offseason. What do you see from that group right now? Obviously, Antonio a big part of it, but what do you see?
Yeah, obviously great. A great player in Antonio Brown, and that we're fortunate to get a caliber player that he is. But also to get Tyrell Williams, that was kind of a bonus. You know how that went down in free agency, and we were very fortunate to get both of them because we really hadn't targeted Antonio, and he kind of, I'd say, fell into our lap somewhat when his deal fell through. But we had targeted Tyrell, and he was one of our top wide receivers that we had targeted in free agency. So we're fortunate there. And Ryan Grant is another good player. We were able to acquire in free agency. So the whole group overall, they bring great speed, and certainly they've got a lot of experience as well, and that's important in this league. They've J.J. Nelson has played, and so we've got more of a veteran group than we've had here in the past.
Why did you guys target Tyrell so much? What was it about
We just
him?
felt in looking at the outside receivers that were available in free agency, we thought he was a top receiver, for an outside receiver.
When Jerry Rice and Tim Brown were here, they found out pretty quickly that although they had real established resumes in this league, that Gruden was big on pushing them every day and trying to get them to do new things and get better. And Antonio's saying he's noticing the same thing. How do you see Antonio responding to that and the sort of dynamic between him and the coach?
I think he's been great so far. I think relationship, has been great. I think they're both like-minded. They both love football. And that's a big part of it. I think that's a big part of the respect that they have for one another. But so far, that relationship, I think, has been, great up to this point.
Antonio has talked about wanting to kind of set a standard within his position group and push people out in the practice field. How have you seen that manifest in this early portion?
Yeah, I just think just the way that he goes about practicing, and John had pointed that out, from doing Monday Night Football and having a chance to watch him practice in Pittsburgh. He'd mentioned to the staff that this will be one of the hardest working players that we'll have on our team in terms of his practice habits, and he's shown that when he's been out here, and so you're going to, if you're in that group, especially if you're in that wide receiver group, you're going to have to jump in and follow his lead. And again, he doesn't ask them to do anything that he doesn't do. And, so that's what's real impressive about it. He hadn't backed off a bit, even though his experience in this league has been so long. But he still practices at a very high level.
Brown's reputation sort of precedes him, but for you personally, just having him in the building or seeing him at practice, has there been anything in particular that stood out to you about him?
It's just great to have a guy that's so passionate about about playing the wide receiver position, but also just passionate about football, and he brings a lot of juice, I think, to our side of the ball. He's always got a smile on his face. He's enjoying it. So that part of it's been real refreshing.
Keelan Doss is one of those guys trying to earn his spot on the roster. What have you seen out of him?
We had a chance to work with Keelan in the Senior Bowl, so that certainly helped his cause in bringing him here. But again, brings great size to the position. He's got excellent receiving skills, the receiver, and good speed for his size. So we're excited about him. See his development.
Having Trent Brown, hear your early impressions of him, and why do you think that he may fit better, in terms of the tackle alignment? Why is that the right fit for you guys right now?
It's just a decision that we made at this point, and it's about both of them really. It's about Colton and Trent, and certainly we had a chance to study Trent before when he was in San Francisco, so we've seen him on both sides, and we've had a chance to have Colton obviously on the left side, so that's where we started this spring, and we feel good about that move right now.
Trent's size, but his athleticism, is it pretty high for somebody?
It's very impressive. Again, I can't say enough about the acquisition of Trent Brown and Antonio Brown. Just elite players at their positions in terms of athletes.
John mentioned last week just the possibility of you guys using more 2 running back sets this year. What is it that's appealing about that sort of setup, and how does it maybe fit your personnel?
You know, in his mind, in our mind, we're just more difficult to defend with the multiple personnel groups. If you looked at New England in the Super Bowl, I think you know, they hadn't gone and shown a lot of 21 personnel up until that Super Bowl game, and then they were a majority in that game. They played a lot of 21 personnel, so it just allows you to be multiple in what you're doing and how you're attacking defenses.
What did you see? I guess you knew a little bit about Josh Jacobs coming in, but just having him on the field now, what has stood out to you?
Well, it's good to have him out there. One, we had a glimpse of him, and then he kind of tweaked his hamstring early, but you know, it's good to see him out there and have him practice with the rest of that rookie class. So just good to have him out there on the field.
Is there anything that stands out about Derek's off-season program with a full year under his belt?
You know, he's just gotten better. I think this is a time of year, really, this season, his second year in the system. He's extremely confident. You know, the ability to take what he's taken in the meeting rooms and transfer it to the field has been very impressive. He's always had great recall, but I just think his comfort within the system has been very encouraging so far.
Guys all set?
That's it.
Waller made a couple of nice downfield catches today. I think he maybe dropped 1 or 2 also, but there's the talent is so obvious. I mean, do you realistically see he could be the guy that could step up for Jared Cook's spot?
Oh yeah, there's no doubt, and I think really as good a player as Jared Cook is and was for us, I just think this will really allow him to, you know, we felt like would it stun his growth if Jared were here possibly. So now that he has that position, it's your position. You are the F, you're our Y in certain personnel groupings, and you know, we're gonna put you out there on the field and you're gonna play, and you're gonna get better from playing. You're not gonna wait and sit behind Jared Cook and have to wait your turn. You've got to go now. So we're really pushing him to the limit right now.
How's the entire quarterback room? There is some new there with Glennon and obviously Callahan not being there anymore. What is that dynamic like, and how do you think that Nathan is kind of picking up things now that he has a full offseason to join?
It's always difficult. We got 2 new quarterbacks, and really Nate joined us late, so he's new as well. But Mike Glenn's had experience in the league. They both have had experience with starting. We were able to bring in Johnny Morton, and Johnny Morton is a new offensive assistant, a senior offensive assistant for us on our side of the ball, and he'll help and work closely with the quarterbacks as well. So, you know, we're fortunate to get Johnny here as well.